pop out the chat. Hey. Someone's up at 6 a.m. on a Saturday for the live stream. Thank you. That's a pretty big deal. Hey guys. I just need to import the last of the submissions into Lightroom. You guys went ham on the submissions today. Oh my gosh. Let me know what country you're from in the chat. I love doing this because I love getting to see where you're all from. Paris, Romania. Currently 12 p.m. here. It is 9 p.m. in Sydney, Australia. Thailand. Ukraine, Malaysia, India, Israel, Russia, Philippines, North Carolina, Brisbane. Whoa, Portugal, Netherlands, Italy. That's so cool. Texas, Florida, Malaysia. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining in. Okay, importing into Lightroom. India, Indonesia, Pakistan, Iran, London, Switzerland, Poland. I love Poland. It's like the United Nations here. I know, right? It's amazing. I love getting to like hang out with so many people from around the world. It's pretty amazing. All photos. Hey, Dan. Hello. Okay. Just about ready to share the screen. Let me switch it over for you guys. Where's my water? I need some water. Why no Indian? I've seen a lot of people from India in the chat so far. Vizag, India. I don't know how to pronounce things. Yeah, we're going to have fun today with me pronouncing everyone's Instagram handles and names. Just want to say in advance, I'm very, very sorry if I mispronounce your name. Oh, the number 13. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so we're going to be playing like photo bingo. So if you see your photo in the little film strip down the bottom, just write the number of your photo in the chat and yeah. Okay, so I saw number 13 first. Oh, I love this photo. I love how vibrant it is. Oh, we got Dan in the chat. He's our moderator. Thanks, Dan. Okay, I'm going to start off with like a really subtle curve because I still want this to be super punchy because I love how this photo looks just straight out of the camera. Ever visited India? No, I haven't, but I would love to go. I feel like it would be an awesome place to take photos of like everything. That's mine, 13. Yay! Where did you take this photo? Can you tell us more about it? I feel like I want the yellows to be the most vibrant thing of this photo. So I'm going to slightly turn down the saturation of the other sliders for this. Are they still in the same order as last time? I don't think so. I'm not sure. Oh, they're sorted by capture time. I'll sort them by added order. So then these are the ones I uploaded today, and then these would be the ones that were here last time. Yeah, they are. Okay, that's a bit of a better order. Here, I'm going to darken the yellows a little bit and the blues. Oh, I might brighten the blues actually. Oh, thank you for the donation, Robert. I appreciate it. Okay, for highlights, I'm going to go for yellow. And I think I'm going to keep it quite vibrant. And in the shadows, I think we'll go for like a purple shadows. That looks really nice. Kind of like offsets all the vibrant colors that we have. Oh, don't forget to show camera details. Thank you. There we go. Oh yeah, and so I've renamed all the image names to the submission person's Instagram handle. I'm very good at speaking. So if you like the photos that you see, go and check them out on Instagram. The order has changed, have to research. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got rid of the ones that we edited last time. I feel like we need to do something here in calibration. I might change the hue of yellows. It's looking a little bit like greeny almost. Oops, that's orange. Okay, I'm happy with that edit. So this photo is by Alventure Pictures on Instagram, and here's the before and here is the after. Basically just like really saturated it in like particular areas. Yeah, this is a really beautiful photo. All right, does someone want to add me at a number? Number 68 after, okay. Add me a number, I seriously can't talk. This one by Matt Rosu on Instagram. This is cool. Okay, I feel like this needs a little bit of sharpening. And for this one, I feel like I want it to look really kind of desaturated. I'm gonna add a graduated filter. I always forget the names. Just to this top half here, because we've got, I think, the natural light coming in from the bottom half of the photo. So I'm gonna just balance it out a little bit in the top. What program do you use for streaming? I'm using OBS at the moment. And I think I want to go for quite a soft looking tone. So I'm going to really matte the blacks with the tone curve here. All of these photos are so good. I know, you guys are really talented. I was like super impressed while I was downloading these. There's some really, really cool ones. Oh, thank you again, Robert. I didn't even know and that little emoji thing to get those pictures. Okay, I'm gonna go for a blue curve here. So I feel like a cooler desaturated tone would really suit this photo. So I'm gonna pull it up here in the midtones, which will affect a lot of the milk bath. Okay, and then in saturation, I'm gonna bring down the oranges quite a bit. Might bring up the reds because I do like the petals. And I'm going to bring down yellow and green a little bit as well. And then in luminance, I want to bring up the luminance of greens to make those leaves stand out a little bit more. Oh, I'm going to make the roses darker. I think that looks really cool. Like gives it a moody feel. Is my moderator? Oh, there he is. People want to know how they can submit their photos, Dan. I'm putting him to work. Okay, highlights. This time I'm going to go opposite because I usually do warm colors for the highlights, but I want to go for cyan this time. And then in the shadows, ooh, nice like orange looks good. We can go double cold colors in the split toning. Oh yeah, I actually really like the purple and the cyan for the split toning. That's super pretty. How many hours do you take for editing one photo? Usually for my photography, I use my presets. So I'll apply a preset and then I will just make a couple of adjustments to like exposure and temperature. And then I'll open it up in Photoshop to do skin retouching, which I like to use frequency separation for that. And then that's pretty much it. I feel like it would take me maybe like anywhere between 5 to 20 minutes to do skin retouching. Yeah, I feel like we need to have kind of deeper shadows to make this pop a little bit more. Yeah, okay, that's finished. I love this. So here's the final before and after of this photo by Matt Rosu on Instagram. Here is the before and here is the after. Nice picture. How often do you do these live edit sessions? I want to submit mine in time for the next one. The next one I'm going to be doing on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Sydney Daylight Savings Time, 70 to 75. Ooh, okay. So this one, Maxi Cola on Instagram submitted their edited version and then the raw photo. So we can kind of compare. Even Kung's telling you off, Dan. Oh, this makes me miss Scotland so much. I didn't know you can get up to the top there. Okay, I want to edit this one because I took a photo in this location as well when we were walking up to see, is it called Glenfinnan, like the Harry Potter train? And yeah, it was one of my favorite photos from Scotland. So this brings back good memories. I'm going to start by straightening up the horizon line here. And then I think in your photo you cropped it out so it was like more of a cinematic kind of crop, probably because of the sign. I'm going to try my luck with the Lightroom spot remover tool. It's not really that good most of the time, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to start with these people. That's not too bad. I mean, it's kind of dodgy if you zoom up, but for the sake of not being here forever, I'm just going to use this. Do you see that? I don't know. I never have good luck with the spot tool in Lightroom. Okay, cool. That's pretty good. I feel like in Photoshop, I would do a better job at getting rid of that, but for the sake of today's live stream, I'm just gonna, yeah, do it like this in Lightroom. So I'm gonna bring the white point down a little bit to save that sky as much as possible, as well as the highlights. And then I'm gonna bump up the shadows so we get that landscape back, and then I'm gonna bring down the blacks to add some more contrast back into the image because we just kind of like flattened it all out. And then with the tone curve, I really want to flatten the whites in the highlights. So I'm going to start with like kind of a matte black base. Is it true that professional retouching do not use frequency separation, and whether there are any standards in the retoucher's work, it's about techniques, is only the end result? I think it really depends on like what you're retouching the photos for. I don't really think there's any right or wrong. I would say, like, for example, if you're working for a company like, I don't know, let's just say ASOS, and ASOS requires you to do dodge and burn retouching, then in that case, you shouldn't be doing frequency separation. For me, I usually just shoot for myself, especially like for YouTube and stuff like that, and also for fashion clients that don't really know the difference with different retouching techniques. So as long as they're happy with what the final photos look like, then for me, it's about the end result personally. Okay, so we've crushed the whites a little bit just to blend in the overexposed highlights here in the photo. And then I think I'm also going to keep bringing down the shadows just so we have that contrast. All right, and I'm going to bring the tint down. I feel like it's quite pinkish. How did you get your first job? I sent out, my first job was as a retoucher, and I sent out my portfolio to like everywhere. And then I got a bunch of calls back, and then to some interviews, and I had to send more example images of my work. Yeah, so just a lot of persistence. Okay, I'm going to use the blue curve because I want to kind of get rid of a little bit of the cooler tones in this image. I feel like it would look really nice if it was a little bit more brownish almost. And then like the bottom half brown or yellow, and then the top half a little bit more blue. So that looks cool. Okay, luminance, I'm going to bring up the grass. I'm going to bring down the blues a little bit as well. Your frequency separation video really helped me on my most recent IG post, so thank you. Your tutorials are amazing. Thank you. And also I want to say thank you. You guys wrote a lot of really sweet messages with your submissions for this video. Yeah, so I really appreciate that you guys like and watch my videos and stuff. It means a lot to me. Oh, whoops. I thought I was editing luminance. I don't want to saturate stuff. I want to desaturate yellows and oranges. Just had a mind blank. Okay. Is it still crooked? I think there. I can't believe there's like snow there. When were we in Scotland, Dan? So for the highlights, I'm going to do a light blue color just to, again, accentuate the sky. So I feel like very little saturation on that. And then for the shadows, I'm going to go for like an orangey yellow because that's the kind of color I want for the grass. And I feel like I need to bump the shadows up a little bit more as well. Okay, and then I'm going to use a graduated filter. Yes. And I want to bring down the clarity a little bit of the grass here because I feel like it's a little bit distracting. So if we bring down the clarity, it'll kind of like blur it out. I gave my file names weird names instead of my Instagram handle. I wasn't thinking. No, that's okay. I changed everyone's files to their Instagram handles. Maybe the sharpness? I think a little bit there. Okay. All right. I'm really happy with that. I mean, I kind of want to maybe desaturate the greens a little bit more. I was doing this on the last live stream too. I'm like, okay, I'm done. And then I make some extra tweaks to the photo. Okay, so here is the final before and after. Here is the before and here is the after. Again, we just did a dodgy like Lightroom edit on the sign and the people. I would personally do that in Photoshop, maybe with like the stamp tool or the there's a tool that does it automatically when you use the selection, the lasso. I'd love if you could do number 18. This one? Okay, Let's do this one. This one's a JPEG. So with a JPEG, you have less information in the file compared to a raw photo, but you can still edit them. So we're going to do that. Content aware fill. That's the one. Yeah. The automatic one in Photoshop. Thanks, guys. I feel like I get nervous when I'm live streaming and my mind just goes, see ya. No, the forest one, lady in the rocks in the ferns. Hey, we edited this one last time. Okay, well, I'm just going to do this one anyway. Yeah, some people were asking if they could submit their mobile phone photos, which I think this is a mobile phone picture because there's no metadata in it. Just going to balance it out. And I feel like bringing down the exposure makes the photo like moodier, especially phone photos. I feel like the AI in phones, when you go to take a photo, kind of preferences taking brighter photos. But I don't know, me with my photography, I like doing more underexposed images. Okay, let's do a little blue curve. Can never go wrong with the blue curve. Free preset Lightroom, please. I've got a few free presets up on my website, digitalfilmactions.com. If you want to check them out. I'm working on a new one because I know everyone's stuck at home and you probably have like a lot of extra time to edit photos that you may have been pushing away while you're busy. There's something flying around. So yeah, I'm going to release a free Lightroom preset soon. Can you show the full catalog again so we can see what number our photos are? Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. I was like, let's just start. Okay. It's kind of hard to see there, isn't it? Maybe here. And every time I scroll, they disappear. I'm going to go kind of quick. You and Dan should do more vlog traveling videos, many beautiful places to explore in Australia. Yeah, I would love to. We really, really wanted to go to New Zealand in the springtime, like when the cherry blossoms are out and there's still a little bit of snow left on the tops of the mountains. But now because of the whole quarantine and self-isolation, we can't really travel anywhere. Oh, Mehmet, thank you so, so much for your donation. I appreciate it. Where is Evie when you need her? I don't know. She usually comes when she knows that you're concentrating on something so she can bother you and asks for pats. Because of you, Julia, my first lens was the Nifty 50. Thanks for the tip. That's cool. My first... Yeah, there's a fly flying around here. My first lens was a kit lens with my Pentax camera, but then when I got my first like professional camera body, the Canon 5D Mark II, I was so, so proud of that moment, and I was like super excited to get into like fashion photography and stuff when I got that camera. The first lens that I got was the Canon 50mm 1.4, and it was such a great lens. It was the only lens that I used for like maybe the first whole year of doing photography. And I did like travel photography and headshots, and I second shot weddings with it. I did portrait photo shoots, self-portraits. I did so much with that one lens. You need to try and catch up with Chris Turner, the New Zealand YouTuber. Well, if we can ever get our butts to New Zealand, then for sure. But yeah, at the moment we need to stay inside. Okay, we went through everything. Give me some numbers in the chat. Mine is 155. Okay. Ah, this one, cool. Develop. This is cool. I'm gonna make this smaller again, just so we can see the screen better. And I'll get rid of this too, actually, we don't need that. Okay. I also think that the next live stream, oh yeah, I already said that. We're going to do it at 2 p.m. So we have like a different time zone to work with. Because I noticed a lot of you guys were submitting your photos around 2, 3 p.m. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to bring down the overall exposure. Bring up some contrast. Ooh, there's a lot of information in the sky actually. I like that. And I think I might add some lens correction because there's a bit of vignetting around the corners. Oh no. 25 millimeter. Am I blind? Okay, I'm just going to go Canon and I'll pick a 25, 35. 24 is close enough. Just to get rid of the vignetting because it was a bit too much for my liking. I'll get rid of the distortion because it's not a 24 millimeter lens. Okay, might bring the exposure back up a little bit. And then I'm also going to warm up the photo a tiny bit as well. Okay, let's do a tone curve. I think I'm going to go for quite matte blacks for this one. I think it'll just suit the image. I really love this location. It's so cool. Do you guys miss shooting outside? I miss it so much. I have a new video coming tomorrow where I did a self-portrait session indoors. I'm really excited and kind of nervous to upload it, so I hope you guys like it. But it's going to go up around this time, an hour further than at 10:30 tomorrow. It's 9:30 right now. But yeah, have you guys been staying creative and stuff while we're all stuck indoors? I feel like it's really important to keep taking photos. I've started doing a new project as well where I take photos of the moon or of the sunset or of dusk or like whatever I can see out of my window at that time. Okay, let's give this like a warmish edit. Also, something that I like to do is using the backslash shortcut, I like to see what the original image looks, especially with things like such a prominent kind of prop in the photo. I want to make sure I don't stray from the original colors too much. So I think that's looking cool. I'm going to bring up the orange luminance and the yellows too. And then in hue, I think I want to make the grass a little bit more orangey. It's looking a little yellow, I think there. And then I'm also going to bring down the saturation too, so it looks a little bit more browny. I love me browns. Yeah, I've been doing self-portrait sessions with Instagram, choosing the style. Video goes live tomorrow on my channel. Ooh, that's a good idea. I like that. What color is the car in? Oh, okay. It's like affecting the highlighty bits of the car. If you don't see your photos in the catalog, it was either because you didn't include an Instagram handle so I could credit you, or like a name or a website or anything. It may be errored out. Sometimes the Google Drive files, depending how you share it, doesn't let me access it for some reason, which is kind of weird. Or you submitted it after the cutoff time, which was 7 p.m. today. I think I'm also going to crop this image in a little bit. I love having the subject of the photo being like the center of the frame, which I know we have like a person here, but like the overall main photo, I like it to be kind of in the center. I feel like it makes it look really clean. And then again, I think a nice kind of graduated filter over the top here. Maybe I'll lower the exposure of the grass and just bump up the contrast a little bit. Make it a little bit warmer, and then bring down the clarity slightly too. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so here is the before and after of this photo by Erin Hardman on Instagram. So this is the before and this is the after. Very cool. Mine are 91, 92, 93. Okay, we'll pick one. Wheel, like us. 91, 92, 93. Oh, these photos are so cool. I loved this one. The lighting is like amazing. Okay. I feel like for this one, like quite a natural edit might look cool. I'm going to bring up the exposure a little just so we can see more of the water in the shot. Bring down the highlights slowly a little bit. Oh, so many numbers. 172. I'll do that one next. And then I think we'll add a little bit of sharpening too. Now bring down the white point as well, just because we have like that really bright light on her face. Okay, let's give it a little curve. I sent you my photos, but I'm so shy. Don't be shy. I feel like this is a safe place. Everyone's really supportive always in the chat. But yeah, I feel like this photo definitely has like more of a fashion vibe, which I like. I feel like my photography is like has kind of strayed away a little bit from fashion, and it's more like portrait style. I used to love doing fashion photography. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of warmth with the blue curve. Just a touch. Okay, and then I'm gonna add a little bit more pinks. And then in split toning, I want to go for yellow because it'll affect a lot of the the skin tones mostly. And then the shadows, I might just leave it without anything, but I always like to check just in case something works. Or at the very least, I'll keep it at like 1 or 2 or something. Okay, that's cool. And then I'm going to bring down the temperature a little bit as well. Okay, and then in luminance, what happens if we bring the blues up a little bit? Do you use color calibration usually? I use it sometimes. Oh, thank you, Robert, again. You're being very generous. Thank you. Yeah, I use camera calibration sometimes, usually when I feel like it needs like a little bit something else, but I usually avoid it. I prefer using the tone curve and split toning in HSL. Those are my 3 favorite things that I always use in Lightroom, because there's just so many different like combinations and stuff you can do with that. Okay, here is my final before and after. This is by nomanners.studio on Instagram. Here is the before and here is the after. But yeah, all these photos are so beautiful. I love them. What did I say? Did I say 177? I don't remember. 174. Okay. I'm sorry. It's so hard to choose. 174. Cool. Okay, this is a JPEG as well. So again, the first thing I want to do is crop the image just so our subject is in the middle of the frame. Like that. I'm also going to sharpen it up. $172. Okay. I like that warmth. It's 5 a.m. here. I may just fall asleep to your voice. White balance down. Okay, let's give this a nice some matte blacks again. Ooh, that's cool. Can you repeat the Instagram of the last photographer? I'll try and find it. Oh, there it is. nomanners.studio. It's just up here in the top left-hand corner. I've renamed everyone's files. Oh my gosh, you guys are still submitting photos. Is there a chance that you can have a look at my portfolio? Would really appreciate your feedback. I mean, that's something else we could possibly do in a live stream. We could do like Instagram account critiques or portfolio critiques or website critiques. Would you guys be up for that? Okay, let's bring up some brightness back into her face. Whoa, it's so windy today. I can just hear like the fence that's right out of the window just like rattling. That's cool. I feel like because it's like slightly out of focus, it has like a really almost film kind of vibe to it. I love this. Oh yeah, you guys would like that? Okay. Ooh, that'd be fun. I'm going to bring down the saturation a little bit. And there's just like that little patch of leaves in the background that were a bit bright for my liking. I'm also going to try and change the hue of them. Maybe, yeah, so they blend in a little bit more with the bush, and then bring down the saturation too. Okay, we're going to make these bubbles like stand out a little bit as well. It's shot on a manual 1.2 lens, so it's slightly out of focus. Nice. I mean, I feel like I like it. I edit photos that are out of focus sometimes just because, I don't know, I feel like sometimes it just works with the image. Thank you, Robert, for the donation. Okay, so here is the before by Jasper with 2 dots in between. So ja.sper.r on Instagram. This is the before and this is the after. Yeah, I wanted to have like really matte blacks and like a goldish tone, but still really moody kind of green colors. That's what I was going for. We said 172, right? I'm going to scroll up in the chat because 172, yes. Okay. This photo is by Ingelen Steinbrew on Instagram. And the first thing I'm going to do is bring up the exposure just so we can see what we're working with. And I'm also going to straighten up the image because we've got a lot of straight lines. So I want to make sure they're nice and even. And I'm also going to bring my subject to be in like the middle of the photo. So I think there. Okay, we'll do 171 next because it's like the one right next to it. Okay, I'm going to bring the highlights down. Ooh. Yeah, I might bring them down the whole way. That looks really nice. 170, please. Okay, we'll do 171, 170. Is anyone 169 here? We can just go back, like, backwards. Okay, I feel like in this one, there are a lot of vibrant colors going on, but I kind of want to tone that down a little bit. It just came from watching your other video, the beach shoot. Very nice. Thank you. Do you guys feel like you have more time for YouTube at the moment or less time? Because I know a lot of people would watch videos when they're on their commute to like work or maybe at the gym, and that's all stuff we can't like do anymore. So I'm wondering how you guys are feeling in terms of that. Okay, I'm going to desaturate the greens and I think the blues as well. Just a touch. And maybe the reds. Oh, no, I like the ground being red. More? Much more time? Okay, that's awesome. In Sweden, more work. Way more time. Because, yeah, I feel like I've got a lot of time as well. I've been playing Animal Crossing a lot recently. That's been so fun. We are all quarantined, so this YouTube content is good. Well, that's good. Like the whole weekend is available since we're stuck inside. Yeah. I feel like for me, it's pretty normal to like work from home because, you know, as a photographer, I feel like it's like 10% of your time is spent out shooting and the rest of the time you're like, you know, doing emails or planning photo shoots or editing photos or making videos and stuff like that. But I feel like after a few weeks, you're kind of like, okay, I kind of want to go somewhere now. Every day is a weekend now. Yeah, I keep forgetting like what day it is and stuff like that. I feel like having the streams and having to like be ready for the stream at a certain time makes me feel like I'm doing a photo shoot. So it's been helping. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Here is the before and here is the after. And this photo was by Ingelen Steinbrew on Instagram. Okay, 171. This photo is by... I think you even wrote in your email that you can't wait to hear me pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I will try. This photo is by Ikechukwu Okoji on Instagram. That went like fully Australian at the end there. I'm sorry. Okay, for this photo, is it annoying if I keep doing like muted brown tones? Because again, I feel like this picture would really suit that. I have never played Animal Crossing. I just randomly started hearing about it everywhere online. I know, I feel like it took over the internet for a good like week when it came out. I never really was a big, like I never played the older Animal Crossing games, but like since we have a bit of extra time and stuff and I needed something to distract me from like the news every night, I thought I'd give it a go and I actually love it like so much. It's just really relaxing. Cool. Yeah, I feel like we need to give this photo a little bit more color while we're editing because it is actually, the original is a little bit desaturated to start off with. I think because it was like, it looks like a bit of an overcast day that you took this photo on. Gonna add a little bit of warmth with the green curve. The blue curve, I kind of go crazy with all the points that I make. The green and the red curve, I move it by like a pixel or two. And if you do it any more than that, I feel like it gets a little bit intense sometimes. It truly came out at the perfect time. It really did. Finding it hard to switch between work and creativity at the same desk. How do you do it in daily life? Do you photograph much for fun if you associate your camera and PC with work? I feel like I have always photographed for fun. Like I really, really love photography so much. And when I'm in a really, if like I'm in a bad mood for some reason, for example, when we went to Thailand, I got food poisoning and I was miserable for like 3 days. And then Dan suggested we go out for a walk. On one of the days I was like kind of feeling better, but I was still really shaky. So we went to the beach and then we started taking photos and it's like, I felt so much better instantly. And I know that sounds really cheesy, but like, I don't know, doing photography and taking photos and stuff just makes me really happy. So yeah. I feel like if you're struggling with getting creative, like why you have to work from home, if you set like a particular day or a particular time where you like try to take a photo, like kind of anything, like that could be the challenge. Try and take a creative photo of something in your house. Yeah, that might help. Sometimes I have to do that as well. I'm working during the lockdown here as my job is seen as an essential service, which was a scary feeling. But I definitely still watch a lot of YouTube. Well, I hope you're staying safe. Yeah, anyone who's like out there working and doing things during this time, I really hope you stay safe. Okay, a little bit more vibrance. Let's do some camera calibration. I feel like if we bring the blue hue down and shift that around a little bit. Okay, and then in luminance, I'm going to bring up the orange. I want to bring down the red so the strawberry kind of pops a little bit more. And I'll bring down the yellow too so the jumper is a bit of a deeper color. And then I'm going to also saturate the yellows, the reds, and the orange a little bit too. Okay, so here is my final before and after. Before and after. Yeah, it's like a nice little soft edit, like some rosy kind of tones. Do you do macro portraits, the close-up of the lips and faces, or the editorials? I'm more of like an editorial kind of person. I feel like the close-up, like macro beauty shots is more for like beauty photography, and I never really got into that too much. Number 170, please go with the flowers. Cool. All right, this photo is by IG Braun on Instagram. This is a cool photo. I feel like I need to crop it in a little bit. She's a little bit off center. 240, please. Okay. Done. As long as I don't forget. 240, 240, 240. I'm going to bring the white point down as well. And I think I'm also going to sharpen up the image. Dan, are you still there? I actually love the matte look. It's almost a fail-safe. Yeah, I agree. I love the matte look too. Any ideas on how you balance your work and YouTube? I try to split up my days. So I like to use an app called Sloth, and if you let me start again. I like to use an app called Sloth, and basically you kind of like schedule out your days. So you can add a task, for example, from 9 a.m. for an hour, I want to do emails. And then you add another task for 2 hours, I want to edit a YouTube video. And then you add another task for an extra 2 hours, I want to edit wedding photos. And I kind of just like schedule out my days like that, and kind of gives me like batches of time to do work on different things, if that makes sense. Thank you, Simon, for the donation. I really appreciate it. Dan, do you have Instagram? I feel like a nice rosy color for this one would be nice. Yes, I do. Well, drop your Instagram. Okay, I want to darken up the background a little bit. So I feel like it's a bit too bright for my liking. So I'm going to desaturate the reds and oranges a little. Yeah, guys, go check out his Instagram. He hasn't posted in like 3 years. Can you tell him to post? Do you and Dan have a wedding photographer yet? I mean, we do have a lot of talented wedding photographer friends for sure. I feel like it would just be hard deciding. Okay, this one I'm going to give a graduated filter just to the edges a little bit, because I want to darken them up so the subject stands out more. And I'll do one on this side. That doesn't work so well. Maybe highlights down. And then I might do a range mask so it doesn't kind of affect her shoulder and her face. That doesn't really work. Okay, I'm going to do a brush and just get rid of it from her shoulder. Do you guys see the fly flying around? Erase. Only about a year or two. Okay, here is my final photo, before and after. I feel like I might desaturate the reds a little bit more. Or the magenta. Okay. Before and after. I really like this picture. It's a really nice photo. Okay, so we said 240, right? This photo is by VRSPTI on Instagram. Ooh. Okay, I'll try and edit quicker so we can get through more photos. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of a curve because I want this to be a bit more contrasty. And how do you, chat's going too fast. And how do you motivate yourself to meet those set schedules? Because for me, things come up and I either postpone or forget. Okay, so on top of that Sloth app that I use, I also use a bullet journal and I also use Google Calendar. So I have different things for like different levels of organization depending on what the task is, if that makes sense. So Sloth is for my daily tasks, and then Google Calendar is for my like events, like tasks that require me to physically be there. So I'll put in weddings or photo shoots or meetings or live streams and things like that into Google. And then in my bullet journal is where I plan out my monthly videos that I want to post. So you could plan out your monthly photo shoots that you want to edit, for example. And then I also plan out my weeks in the bullet journal too. So I'll have all the tasks that I want to complete that week written out there. And then, and then every day I break it down a little bit more into the Sloth app. If that makes sense. I feel like I really like getting organized because it is tough, like when you work for yourself, to stay motivated and to stay on top of it. So I find that doing all these little things really helps me. I really like this photo. What city was this taken in? It's really nice. But yeah, do you guys have any like organization tips or things that you do to keep yourself motivated? Because I also love hearing what other people do as well. So I always love incorporating new workflow tips into my life. It's New York. Ah, cool. Ooh, I like that kind of like green color to it. I feel like the tone curve is too much. Just give myself daily checklist tasks, 107, 108, and 109. Okay. Yeah, I feel like having checklists, I'm like a very list kind of person. I think, yeah, you got to try a few different things to find what works for you. No, I think I'm going to go cyan for the highlight. No shadows. A little bit sharpening. Then I feel like a little bit more temperature and tint. I feel like I cropped it already, but I feel like I want to crop it a little bit more. I also depend on Google Calendar, all the color coordinating. Oh, I love doing the colored calendars on Google. It's so fun. I have different colors for weddings, different colors for YouTube videos, different colors for meetings. I like it when I'm really busy because the calendar gets super colorful. Okay, I'm happy with that. I feel like it's a bit of a simple edit, but I like it. So here is the before and here is the after. 107, 108, 109. That's a nice edit. Thank you. 107, 108, 109. You guys, which one of those three should we edit? What do you want to see? I have a calendar hanging on my wall. It's especially helpful because I'm still in college, so I plan out all my assignments, Zoom meetings, due dates. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, I'm going to choose this photo because it's got like interesting lights in the background. Now Dan's texting me. 182. Okay, we'll do that one next. Shadows up, blacks down. Oh my gosh. I feel like, ooh, okay, the temperature's already bumped up quite high. So I feel like this was shot like at blue hour maybe. But I want it to be warmer.
How's it going?
Hey. Are you jumping into the camera?
No, we're just going for a walk. Mostly she was doing the sitting while I'm doing the walking. Hey. Okay?
Dan, can you text her to edit number 12? Oh no, it's 4 a.m. Okay, we'll do yours next. Oh no, she's gonna catch the fly.
Yeah, I know, that's why I brought her.
Distraction time. This is such a cool photo. Dan and the meow.
The meow and the fly.
Okay, with a little bit of warmth.
Where'd you go?
Really, she's good at catching stuff, like sometimes. And other times she just gives up halfway through.
Oh, she spent like 10 minutes trying to catch it in the other room. Then it got away and came into here.
Ooh, what if we do like a green highlight? I feel like that's pretty cool. Can almost get away with it because she's like wearing a green top. It's not very often I do a green highlight. Ooh, okay, and red shadows because that really looks cool with the lights. Do a little bit of sharpening. Would you crop it? I actually really like the way that it's framed.
I like it.
Yeah. This one definitely looks from a Sony camera. Yeah.
And
Well,
so that-
FE.
Yep.
And ARW.
Yep.
Correct.
It's got the vibe. 182.
Huh?
182.
Yeah, I just want to do number 12 because they said it's 4 a.m.
And number 12.
Okay, I like that. So here is the before and here is the after. And this photo is by the Top 10 Photography on Instagram. I'm still impressed. It's very rare to find a photo that looks good with green highlights in the split toning. Number 12. Oh, I love this photo. I got really excited when I downloaded it. This one is by another Solace on Instagram, and I'm going to start by straightening it up. And I really like all the negative space up here. It looks really cool. How often do you clean your gear and how do you do it? I feel like Dan would be a better person to answer that question.
How often do I clean it?
You want to jump in here and tell them?
It's always clean.
You can put me to shame.
It's always clean.
Okay, so Dan pretty much cleans all the camera equipment. And we usually do it. That's Evie, by the way.
So for instance, that lens will need a clean tomorrow morning.
We normally clean them just before a wedding. She's licking my arm.
Before every wedding.
Well, I didn't say some wedding. Hey, stop.
Well, pretty much before every shoot.
Now you're changing your story a lot.
If we're leaving the house, it gets cleaned. If we're shooting at home, then I'm probably not going to bother.
Yeah. Oh, I think I need to straighten it a little bit more.
Hey! Come on.
Let your cat edit the picture.
No, Evie, your turn to shine.
Come on. Bleep, bloop,
Come
bloop.
on.
I thought she was going to walk on the keyboard, but she did not.
Oh, round two. Oh, she doesn't fit. Oh, there we go.
Ow! Okay, giving this like slight vintage vibes, but I don't want to go too crazy with it.
Come on, Evie, we gotta go. She's doing the same thing to me.
What, biting you?
No, walking on my laptop.
Oh.
She woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Oh, where are you going? You gonna sleep there?
And I'm going to add a graduated filter to the sky because I feel like I want it all to look like this lighter color here. So I'm going to bring up the exposure a bit and that will just make it less of a gradient. Okay. Oh, green highlights again, looking good. Okay, and like a nice, I guess it's like a rosy color for the shadows. Yeah, I like that. I feel like it makes it look more sunsetty. Do you guys ever just make up words? Okay, I really love that. I feel like the split toning made all the difference in that photo. And then you look at the before and after and it's just like the most subtle change. But here is the final photo by another soloist on Instagram. Here is the before and here is the after. Before and after. Yay, you can go to sleep now because it's 4 a.m. That's a really late time to stay up. So next we're doing 182. Cool. This is such a nice location. Is that snow? Okay, I'm going to straighten it up first. Can you do 185? Yes, I will do that if you stop spamming the chat, please. 185. Okay, I'm going to start by bringing down the exposure. And I'm also going to bring the highlights down a little. And the blacks as well to add some more kind of contrast and depth to the photo. Good night. And then I think we need a little bit of sharpening too. Yes, it's Maine at Christmas time. Oh, that's so cool. I would love to visit Maine one day. I think Anthony Bourdain did an episode on Maine in Parts Unknown. Basically want to go anywhere that Anthony Bourdain's done an episode of in Parts Unknown and No Reservations. But yeah, I remember the main episode really well. It was very cool. Where do you see the number? The number is just down here on the thumbnail in the top left-hand corner. Thanks for the inspiration, Julia. Okay, I'm going to do a little blue. So I feel like some golden tones would look nice with this, since it looks like this was taken kind of at sunset-ish or sunrise. I'm going to... Oh, thank you so much for your donation. I'm very sorry, but I don't know how to pronounce your name. Oh, your photo is 229. Okay, we can do that one next. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of warmth from the greens. Again, by like 2 pixels, because I don't want to overdo it in the green channel. Okay, and then luminance, I think I'm going to bring luminance of the yellows up, just because we have a lot of that here in the foreground. We'll see. Might bring the greens up a little bit as well, just so to kind of get rid of that banding a little bit that I caused by bringing up the yellow. Oh, sorry, luminance. I'm also going to bring the saturation for yellow and orange up. And then in highlights, I'm going to go for yellow, but kind of on like a low saturation. And then shadows, I might do the same, but a little more on the orange side. And again, just a really, really low saturation. Okay. So this photo is by Kels Gilly on Instagram. This is the before and this is the after. Cool. All right, and now we're going to do 229. Oh, I love this one. When I downloaded it, I was like, I have to edit this one. Okay, I'm going to start. Do I need to straighten it? I think I'm going to crop in a little bit just so we get rid of that kind of white line in the top. Oh, when I downloaded this photo, I thought it was a lemon, but it's like a bowl. I really thought it was a lemon. My name is Stanislav Stanchev. Oh yeah, that's your Instagram handle too. Okay, for this one, I'm going to start with the tone curve, and I think we're going to go maybe crazy. Because I really want that background to be quite dark, so all the little droplets and the glass stand out in the photo. You did a really good job shooting this against like a dark background too. Okay, and then I might pull the shadows and the blacks down. Ooh. Just getting excited over here. Why am I always late on these streams? Well, I don't think you're late because we're still here editing. Oh, I also posted you guys a little streaming / video schedule for the next few days, because I think now that we've got like a proper, like a more spacious kind of office area, we are able to stream a little bit more often. Yeah, so I posted that on Instagram and on my YouTube stories. That's looking cool. I might try and see if we can get rid of the vignetting a little bit. Whoa. Just so it's not super dark corners. Just like, I like it a little bit. Oh, you took this on the Sigma 35. Okay. So now I want to try and desaturate the red kind of color in the background. Maybe make it a little bit more black and white, make it look a bit more studio style. Can also bring the luminance down. And then I'm going to bring the luminance of yellow up and the saturation too. Okay, I think I went too much with the red saturation. I'm going to bring it back up a little. Okay, and then I want to see, I'm not sure what we're going to do with the highlight, with the split toning. Thank you, Lauchi, for your donation. I really appreciate it. Again, I'm so sorry I suck at pronouncing names. Yeah, I feel like cyan looks really cool in the highlights. And then for the shadows. Ooh, that looks nice too. I need to change it because the highlight and the shadow split toning was like the same color. And I usually like to do different colors just to keep it a little bit more interesting. I might warm this up and add a little bit more tint. More contrast. And maybe a graduated filter just for the bottom here because it's looking a little bright. Okay, this one's like an extreme edit, but this is really fun. Okay. Okay. I love these little, the little splatters here. All right, I'm happy with that. Here is the final before and after by Stanislav Stanchev on Instagram. This is the before and this is the after. That was really fun to edit. Thank you for sending that photo. Next up, we have 198. Oh, this photo is super cute. I love it. Okay. Do we need to straighten this out? I feel like the buildings in the background are straight, but the pavers are a little bit crooked. Maybe just a tiny bit. Okay, and I'm gonna warm this up so it's looking a little bit cooler. And I'm also going to see, yeah, we can save a lot with the highlights. I'm just gonna put them minus 100. And I'm also going to bring the white point down a little bit. Okay. Let's do a nice little tone curve. I have to watch out for my posture, you guys, while I'm editing. I feel like I start off good and then I slowly start like hunching over the computer. Do you know that Dan's website has expired account? I didn't know. Did you know, Dan? Oh, actually, yeah, I think we were going to change your website to WordPress, weren't we? I think things have got a little bit crazy a few weeks ago when this whole quarantine thing happened. Oh, you did know. Wait, is that what you were working on the other day? I think I asked you and you were like, my website. It's being moved over to WordPress. Where do you guys have your websites on? I've had mine on Squarespace for so many years, but I think I might change it up and I might move mine to WordPress as well. I feel like you can just customize so much more on your website, and I'm kind of new to WordPress though, so it's a bit of a learning curve with me, which is a little bit frustrating I also develop WordPress themes. Damn, that's cool. Do you do any like photography portfolio themes? Okay, I want to keep this photo looking quite lush because I love the green colors here in this picture. And I feel like we need a little bit of more warmth in the highlights of the photo just to affect like her skin tone. So I want it to look a little bit more golden. And then in the shadows, I think I might go for like a green color to like emphasize that lushness because I really like it. Don't have a photo, just saying hi from Texas. Love your work. Thank you. Thanks, Jessica. Thank you, Robert, again. I really appreciate it. Okay. I like that. So here's the final before and after of this photo by Nagasihi1. I'm very sorry. But up here is their Instagram handle if you want to check out more of their work. And here is the before and here is the after. Okay, who is next? 167 as a birthday present. Okay. 167. This photo is by IAIX_ on Instagram. And you took this on the 50mm 1.8. Cool. Okay, I'm going to start by brightening this up. And also, I feel like I need to make this a little bit cooler. I love these videos. Yay! I'm glad you like them because I like doing them. It's fun. Your followers are so talented, like, wow. I agree. Yeah, there's been like some seriously amazing photos that I've downloaded over the past few days. Okay, I'm trying to balance that very warm light on the model's face. It's just a shame because like I want to saturate her hair, but I want her skin tones looking right in the photo. I mean, could saturate the reds a little bit. Make golden hour. Yeah, I feel like that would look nice. Maybe we can add like a little light leak or something in the top right hand corner. Love from India. Where are you from? I'm from Sydney, Australia. Sydney, Australia. My parents are from Argentina, though, but I was born here in Australia. Okay, I feel like I want to change the color of the green. It looks, I don't know, it looks really almost like an artificial looking green. So maybe if we make it a little bit more yellowish. feel like I also want to make it a little bit darker too. It's quite bright. Okay, I'm going to pop the yellow luminance up because I love the highlight that creates around her hair. Okay, going for a yellow highlight for that kind of golden hour look. Ooh, I like the red shadows because that brings out the brightness of her hair. I think we're going to have to use like an adjustment brush maybe to adjust the skin tones a little more. So I'm going to go just normal and brush over with like kind of a big brush. And I'm just going to bring down the temperature and the tint. I think like that's nice. Okay, and then let's add like a little kind of light leak maybe. So we'll bring down the clarity a lot and bring up the warmth. And then maybe we can add like a yellow or something. Ooh. Can you hear me losing my voice? Entonces te puedo pedir cualquiera de las fotos, 4, 5 or 6 that are mine. Thank you, Julia. I sound like such like a gringo when I speak Spanish. It's awful. I always thought, because my Spanish is more like Spanglish, I thought it would be really funny if I tried to do like a photo shoot in Spanish, because I would fail so hard at doing that. But it would be funny, so. David said, hi, I'm from Northern Ireland. My photo is number 87. I used your Canon IV preset and tweaked it a little. I'm 23 today. It would be a great present if you could edit my photo. Oh, well, happy birthday. I feel like we're almost done with this one, so we can do number 87 next. And thank you, Robert, again for your donation. Okay, and then I feel like we might need like one more graduated filter here. Maybe with a little bit of warmth added again. Or even like a more pale yellow here. Yeah, because that just like kind of balances the top and the bottom part of the photo. Okay, so here is the final before and after. This is the before and this is the after. And the Instagram handle is just up here. __ on Instagram. All right, so now we're going to go number 87. All of a sudden I can't count. Ooh, this photo is so pretty. I love this one. I think you submitted a couple of different photos from this shoot, but this one had like such a nice feeling about it. Like, yeah, you just like really captured the moment here. I loved it so much, so I had to include this one. Oh yeah, Canyon would look nice. I feel like ISO 400. Oh yeah, I guess it's not noisy. I'm pronouncing my nick like yikes. Nike? Also loves from Poland, thanks. Okay, let's give you a curve. My favorite thing to do in Lightroom. Okay, I feel like maybe not too much for this one. Just because it is a little bit more underexposed. Kind of like to do a lesser tone curve when a photo is a bit darker. I'm going to bring the highlights down and bump the shadows up a little bit and bring the blacks down too. Gotta head off to bed. Hope you can get to number 42. Happy editing. Good night. Thank you so much for joining us. I guess when the lockdown ends, you must plan a shoot at the snowy mountains. A portrait shoot in the snow would be lovely. That would be so fun. But I have no idea how I would get a model all the way out in the snowy mountains. That would be so cool though. Hey Julia, how you going? I'm good. I'm having fun streaming. Getting to edit your photos. I love editing photos in Lightroom. It's like my second passion after photography. It's pretty unfair, but that's life. I have been waiting for stream whole day with excitement. You didn't even notice my message. My number was 158. Anyways, just love your videos. Learned a lot from you. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a lot of messages to read. I'm like not purposefully ignoring anyone. It's just really hard to get to every single photo that you guys have written here. Oh, my mouse got lost. But I can do 158 next. I think there's like a cat hair or something. Oh, my mouse bad. I want this one to look really nice and warm, but also a little bit cold, if that makes sense. What time is it for me? It is currently 10:30 p.m. Oh, so we've been streaming for like an hour and a half. Damn. Okay. The next thing I want to do is actually use an adjustment brush, and I'm just going to paint over her hand here a little bit, and I want to bring up the exposure and bring down the temperature slightly, just because I feel like her fingers were looking a little bit too saturated. Probably maybe she was like cold. And then the other thing I want to do is I'm going to paint kind of like a big adjustment brush just over her eye and bring up the exposure a little there as well. Thank you. This photo shoot was moments before it started to rain so heavy. Love it when that happens. This was an engagement photo shoot on Christmas Eve 2019. Thanks so much. Love your presets. Thank you. I love it when people like my presets. Put a lot of love and care into them. But yeah, this photo shoot is really lovely. I like the other photos that you submitted as well. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Please check out Mulaga Photography and Design on Instagram. I'm sorry. The Instagram name is up here, and here's the before and after. Before and after. But yeah, this is like such a cute moment. I want a photo like this. Oh, thank you so much for the donation. Was it Stanislav? Also, is your name written in, is that in Russian, I wonder? Okay, I need to scroll up because I don't know what happened to my memory. I'm out of RAM in my brain. 158. Okay, we're going to be editing number 158. Ooh, this is a cool one. Okay, I'm going to start by straightening. And I'm also going to crop it in so there's an even amount of space on either side of the train. Just because I feel like this is such a like a straight photo already, I feel like the crop will really emphasize that a lot as well. What laptop do you use? I've just ordered a 13-inch MacBook Pro. I don't actually use my laptop a whole lot. I still have kind of a really old MacBook Pro. I think Dan could tell you what it is because I don't remember what it is. It was like a 2000 and... It's not... yeah, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it's 13 inches as well though. It's one of the last laptops they made before the butterfly keyboard. So it is quite old. It's really, really hard to edit videos on it when I'm traveling. So I always try to edit my videos and like kind of stockpile them before I travel. I feel like I need to bring up the temperature. Are you laughing at me? I'm also going to bring down the blacks because this photo is quite washed out from the backlight, which I really like, but I think I want to add a little bit more contrast. This is a raw photo. Some people submitted JPEGs, which is fine because not everyone shoots in RAW. And some people also don't even have cameras to shoot with. So if you only use a mobile phone to do your photography, then you can definitely send me those files as well. Oh, this was also on a 51.8. That's a popular lens tonight. I feel like I need to desaturate the yellows, the orange a little bit. What color would this fall under? Okay, and then this one? Magenta. Do you have any advice on how to improve my photography during self-isolation? I'm a beginner. Yeah, so I have a video coming out tomorrow, which is about some creative self-portrait ideas that you can do at home, which I did for the video. I feel like self-portraits is a really, really good place to start, especially if you want to get into portrait photography. When I first started taking photos, I used to take photos of my sister and I used to take self-portraits, and I feel like it helped me a lot in learning how how to compose photos and what to look out for, so that when it finally came time to shooting with a model or someone else in front of my camera, I had a pretty good idea of what would look good and what wouldn't look good. So yeah, don't underestimate the power of self-portraits. I feel like they're actually really handy to learn how to shoot and how to compose and things like that. You could also try doing kind of still life photography with objects and trying out different kind of natural lighting situations, or if you've got studio lights, you can play around with those and use like a particular object as the subject of your photo, just to do kind of like a light study. So you can see what different lighting looks like in different situations. Okay, I love how that looks. Excuse me. Okay, so here is the before and after of this photo by Felx lensbaby.pics on Instagram. Here is the before and here is the after. That's a very cool photo. How do you focus on yourself with self-portraits? If you've got a camera that has an app that you can connect to, it will automatically focus. Otherwise, what I used to do is I'd put an object in position of where I wanted to be standing or sitting for the photo. So for example, if I was standing in a photo, I would put something really tall and then focus my lens on that, then move the object out of the way and stand where that object is and it would like be in focus. And then if I was sitting down, I could put like a toy or like something like a water bottle or something and just manual focus. And also you should use like a higher aperture as well, because then it'll be easier to focus on you too. Okay, let's do 201 by Nicola. I couldn't find my Jurassic Park shirt. This is Jurassic World. Which is good, but Jurassic Park is like the original, you know? 201. Oh, I love this photo. Oh, I'm so jealous of people that, well, I mean, I don't know if you live here, but I'm jealous of people that live in places where there's like redwood pine trees, where it gets really foggy and where it snows. Moment of silence for Sydney that looks green during all 4 seasons of the year. Okay, I'm gonna crop this photo just above the model's knees. Feel like it's a flattering place to crop. And then that also kind of gives us like a bit of like a hipster composition to the photo, which I like. I just have 1 season only. Yeah, I feel like here as well, like everything looks kind of the same all year round. I mean, we do have good beaches though. Can't complain too much. Do we need to sharpen a little bit? Yeah. I love sharpening. Okay, I like that little tone curve. It's like added a little bit of something. Thank you. I took this photo in North Italy. Oh, North Italy is so beautiful. Okay, I don't know if I want to go for like that typical kind of blue color. Maybe a little bit. What's in North Italy? It's the, I don't know how to say it. Is it the Dolomites? The Dolomiti Mountains? There's also some insane lakes up in the north. Lago di Brace or something. But I remember we went there and it like blew my socks off. So, so beautiful. Cool. And then I really want to saturate the yellow jumper because it's super cute. Dolomites? Dolomites? Can't wait to go to the Dolomites next year. Yeah, I really can't pronounce anything, guys. One thing I hate about Australia is I miss this snow, but I never miss the August month as it snows at the Alps in New South Wales. Yeah, I remember Dan and I and Kung went on a road trip to, I think it's called Mount Hotham in Melbourne in winter. And it was really, really nice getting to see the snow here. It was a very fun experience. I feel like I need to desaturate orange slightly. Maybe reds. Actually, I want to saturate red so she's got like brighter lips, but I feel like her nose looks a little bit reddish. So I might desaturate that slightly. Maybe temperature. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, here's the final before and after by Nicola Breeder on Instagram. Here is the before and here is the after from beautiful Italy. Who's next? 244, shoot in HCMC, Vietnam. Oh, it's like the third last photo. This one? This one is by yourbossfromwork.jpg. .jpg. I'm losing my marbles. This is from yourbossfromwork on Instagram. .jpg is not a social media site, Jules. And I'm going to crop this in 2x3. Just because I feel like 16:9, like I feel like it works in landscape, but for portraits and in portrait orientation, I feel like 2x3 or less can work a little bit better. And then that way we kind of crop out the top half of the photo, which was a lot of negative space. If your photo is not there, you might have submitted after 7 p.m. or it might have errored out while I was downloading. But I tried to download every single photo and I really only didn't include the ones that just didn't work. And after 7 p.m. as well, because I can't download now while we're live streaming. Can you do a video how to organize the photos in Lightroom? I've actually already done a video about that. If you go to my channel and search like the keyword organize in Lightroom, it should pop up. But yeah, that one went into a lot of detail on a few different ways that you can organize your catalog. This photo is making me thirsty. Okay, and I feel like we need a little bit more red. So I'm going to pull down on the green curve. My husband is jealous that you did mine and not his. 239. Oh, okay. I'll do that one next because it's right there. I bring up the orange luminance slightly. Where do you try to aim to put the eyes in a photo when cropping? I usually like to put the eyes on this line if I'm shooting like a portrait ways image. So either on the line or in this kind of third of the photo, in the middle third. And if it's landscape, then again, I just try and get them into the top line. That's like my favorite composition. Do you follow Instagram aspect ratios? No, absolutely not. I shoot so my photo looks good in 2x3, and then most of the time, well, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't look that good on Instagram, but I don't really care. I just crop it a little bit awkwardly for Instagram. It's not a big deal. For me, anyway. Okay, I'm really saturating these colors with the shadows in split toning. Wonder if we can like do something here. Maybe a little bit more in the orangey for the red channel. A little more in the orangey for the green channel as well. And I'll leave the blue as is. Okay. This is the final before and after by your boss from work. Before and after. Okay, next up I'm editing this photo by two traveling Tasmanians. Did I not copy the last S? This photo is really cool. Also, I love Tasmania so much. I was really shocked when we went there how much roadkill there is in Tasmania. It's like I wasn't expecting that when we went. And it was a bit shocking at first, like when we started driving around. But yeah, Tasmania is such a beautiful place. There's so many natural locations to visit and hikes to go on and waterfalls to see. Like it kept us really busy. Missed the S, yes. Sorry, it's two traveling Tasmanians with an S on Instagram. Okay, I'm going to add like a little tone curve, maybe bring down the blacks here so we have more contrast. And I feel like the focus is hitting here on the shoes and the rock, but like missed your face a tiny bit. So I might use an adjustment brush just over your face here, and I'm going to add a little bit of sharpening. Okay, and then I'm going to bring the temperature down slightly. Nice composition. Yeah, it is a good composition. So much wildlife and so much roadkill. Okay, I'm glad it's not just me who noticed that. Okay, again, I want to do the really lush greens for this because it's such a beautiful location. Oh, thank you, Jamil, for your donation. Okay, so I have to stop touching my face. For the hue, I'm going to bring the yellows up into the greens. So anything that was kind of yellowing in the background will look a little bit more luscious. And then the same with the oranges. He was upset that the light on the waterfall was bad, and I told him he had to be an opportunist and turn around. Okay, so I'm guessing you're looking at the waterfall that's behind your husband who's taking the photo. It do be like that sometimes. Okay, for the highlights, I want to go for like a nice yellow color because I feel like that will be flattering for your skin tone. And then the shadows might go for like a green or a blue. I don't want to like overdo it in the greens, but we'll see. Yeah, let's try greens. Okay, and then in green. Yeah, I feel like I overdid it on the greens. Ooh, that's pretty. If I bring down the blue primary hue, adds a little bit of warmth back into the photo. Might push up the highlight saturation too in split toning to bring back some of those yellows. And I might also, might use an adjustment brush kind of over this rock. I feel like it's really bright. So I might bring down just the highlights and maybe the exposure a little bit, just to so there's not so much attention going to that rock. But here is the final before and after. This photo is by Two Traveling Tasmanians on Instagram. Here is the before and here is the after. I like that. It's a really nice photo. Okie dokie. 192. Ooh, cool. So this photo is by Matthias Peter on Instagram. I'm going to start by straightening it because when there's a lot of straight lines, I feel like it can become distracting. And I'm also going to center your subject as well. I know you love to indoor photo. Please check number 2. You're going to love it. Okay, number 2 is next. Thank you. He's so stoked. Yay, I'm glad. I hope you liked how I edited it. Yeah, I'm going to bring the highlights down. And the shadows up a little bit just to separate her hair from the background slightly. Thank you so much for that. Made my night. Yay. You're welcome. I'm glad you liked it, Alex. Evie came to check out what I'm doing and she's like, boring, and left. Okay, I feel like we need to bring up the white balance, make it warmer. I love that you kept it natural and realistic. It looks like in a cafe because of the brown chairs. Oh yeah, it does too. Okay, let's go straight for the split toning for this one. The highlights is really affecting the skin tone just because she's in like the brightest light of the photo. So when that happens, I usually like to go for a more like skin tone highlight color. So like an orange or yellow. And then the shadows, we can do whatever we want because it's basically like the rest of the photo. Ooh, purple is really nice. And I might keep it actually really quite high up and like exaggerated for the shadows. Oh, unfortunately, I missed the deadline of submissions. I was saying earlier when we started the stream that I want to do another live stream on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Sydney time. And it's going to be Sydney Daylight Saving Time now by Tuesday. I feel like, because we've done 3 live streams at night so far, so I feel like we should maybe try for a different time because I know a lot of people are saying that they want to go to sleep and stuff. Yeah. Time to hit a different time zone. Because, like, what time is it for you guys right now? Is it, like, nighttime or middle of the day? Oh, okay. I like that. That little bit of green tone curve really does some wonders. Okay, here is the final image by Matthias Peter. This is the before and this is the after. I really like that bit of warmth that we added, and the split tone really did a lot for this photo, especially the shadows. Okay, number 2. Ooh, nice. Okay, gonna start by straightening. And I might crop it up just so we crop out her toes because they're like right on the very edge of the frame. I tried to wake up at 5 for the start and failed. Oh, thank you for trying though. Oh my gosh, 5 a.m. Luckily, we're streaming a little bit longer this time. It's been like 2 hours, I think. Yes, 2 hours. This is a nice photo taken on an 18-35 on the 35mm end. Might bring down the highlights a little bit, but I do like how her face is like bright and then darker from the window light. And I think I might sharpen this too. Ooh, thank you, Robert Simon, for the donation. I feel like we could go for a subtle tone curve for this one. What YouTubers do you watch, if any? I like to watch, let me open my subscriptions. I really like Irene Rudnick's channel. She's got really good videos. I also really like, there's a photographer from Brisbane that I had the chance to meet at a Google event like a couple of months ago. His name is Mitch Lally, and he's got really, really nice videos on YouTube, and he's got a really cool photography style that I like a lot. I also really like Seventh Era and North Borders. They're also Australian YouTubers that do really cool videos. And then I also watch some like what did I do there? Some non-photography related channels as well. But yeah, you guys should check those people out if you haven't yet. Actually, I did that by accident, but that looked really nice. The kind of green shift, and then I might balance that out too with split toning. Yeah, the same. I like them too. Nice. Yeah, I feel like they're all like, they've all got really entertaining videos and they take really cool photos. Hey, Julia, have you met Brandon Wolfel? No, I mean, I think he's from New York, so we live very far away from each other. We follow each other on Instagram, though. I like that with like the purple colors. Might bring down the tone curve here in the shadows so it's not so flat. It's 2 p.m. here in Serbia. What was I gonna do? Oh, HSL. I wanted to just darken the wall a little bit and the dress too. Okay, and then desaturating the blue kind of brought a lot more attention to her face. I feel like the wall here, like that reflection was a bit distracting. So I like, yeah, just desaturating it like that looks cool. Okay, so here is the final photo. This photo was taken by Ahmad J. Rahman on Instagram. Here is the before and here is my edit. Hi Julia, 203 from an abandoned water park in Vietnam. That sounds cool. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, there's people up there. That's so cool. This photo is by own__wave on Instagram. Okay. I don't remember if I said this, but all the photos in this catalog that we don't get around to editing will still be here for the Tuesday stream. That's where I was getting at, telling you guys about the Tuesday stream. Then I get distracted. Okay, I really wanted to saturate the blues. Oh, but I don't want to desaturate the sky. But I really like desaturating the blues has made this look a lot more grungy, for lack of a better word. I'm also going to desaturate yellow and green. Hey Julia, what's your favorite film to shoot on? I haven't shot on a lot of different films. We shoot, I can't even remember what it's called. It's like a green looking film that's not used for portraits typically. And I really like shooting on that, especially when Dan and I are traveling. It's really fun. But I did a photo shoot recently on Portra 100 and Portra 400, and I love the colors and what that looked like. So I'm going to have to say Portra because I am primarily a portrait photographer. That video is up on my YouTube as well. Akfa! Sorry, you guys must think I'm so dumb. I literally can't remember anything. I'm just concentrating on making the edits as good as possible for you guys. That's why I can't remember anything. Okay. I feel like I'm losing warmth here in the edit. I really liked how that sunset looked at first. I'm going to reset. I'm going to start again. Okay, highlights down. Then we'll do, oh my gosh. Tone curve. Not dumb at all. Thank you. Okay, and then I'm going to bring up the white balance too. I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to use a graduated filter to desaturate instead. And then I'm going to use another one just here where we've got that dirt kind of area. And I want to lower the exposure there because I feel like that section's a little bit distracting. And then I'm going to sharpen it again because I undid that by accident. Will Canon cripple the R5 in some way? Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm really excited for the R5 and I will most likely get one when it comes out because I really want to replace one of my 5D Mark IVs. Yeah, so I will probably get one. Okay, I'm liking where this is going now. Sometimes you just need to reset a picture. I feel like we need our blacks to come up. I was going to say down, but I think up. What color style do you use in your photo usually? I feel like I normally go for muted colors and either greens or browns for my photos. Those are like my two favorites that I always go for. And then I'm going to add another graduated filter just up here. And I'm going to lower the... it's going to do clarity, but I think maybe sharpness. Like a slight tilt shift look to those branches up there. I feel like they look nice if they were a bit more out of focus. But yeah, here is my final before and after by Own Wave on Instagram. This is the before and this is the after. Okay. Next we have 213. And this photo is by Pontes Retratos. That means portraits in Spanish, right? But I have no Spanish accent whatsoever. Can you try ASMR with that mic? Well, I don't know if you were here for the last stream, but I was saying I was thinking of uploading. I mean, it's not going to be much of a surprise now, but I was thinking of uploading a surprise ASMR Lightroom tutorial to my YouTube. I thought it would be really funny. This is a beautiful portrait. It's on the 50mm 1.8. Again, it's been a really popular lens today. It's like so many photos done on this lens. You can't go wrong with a 50. You said portraits in Spanish perfectly. I couldn't say it again. Thank you though. I'm going to warm up the skin tone a little bit. I feel like because of the yellow flowers, it was kind of reflecting a little bit of yellow on her skin. So I just moved the orange hue slider down. And then I'm going to saturate the yellows and desaturate the greens in the background. And I think for yellow, I might bring them a little bit more into the oranges too. Good night, Julia. Can't stay awake any longer. Thanks for the live editing. Well, good night. Thank you so much for joining and watching. The next one we do will be earlier. So hopefully all of you guys that had to wake up early or are staying up really late, it'll be easier for you guys on Tuesday. It is too late to send in your photos now, but on Tuesday morning, I'm going to open up the submissions for just a short window because we have so many photos still to get through. So yeah, keep an eye out for that on Tuesday. Or you can look at the description of this video. It has the details on how to submit, and then I'll download them on Tuesday for that live stream. Ooh, I like the purple highlights. Kind of like softens up the image a lot more. Thanks for streaming in 1440p. So are you guys actually seeing it in high quality? Because I heard that a lot of people are, because YouTube is being used so heavily at the moment, that they're not actually sharing like 4K footage and stuff, for example. Okay, I really like that with the bright saturated shadows. Thank you, Robert Simon, for your donation. You've been really supportive. Thank you. I truly appreciate it. Okay, here is the final before and after by Pontes Retratos. Here is the before and here is the after. This is beautiful. Okay, next up we have 185, and this photo is by Kovo Chisan on Instagram. Photography at a country fair is the most scariest thing because people are looking. 216, how do you get past that? Do you mean like taking photos at a country fair? Like using that as your location so there just happen to be people there? I feel like it does feel a bit weird at first to do photo shoots in really public locations. But I think like kind of once you get started and you're like, you know, coming up with creative ideas and stuff, it gets kind of easier to just drown out everything else that's going on around you. So I would say, what was I going to say? I'm like reading the chat and talking at the same time. So I would say to just try and go for it. Like as scary as it might seem, you might find that it's a lot easier to do than you think. Because yeah, you'll get like consumed by like what you're doing so you can forget about everything else. This is a really nice portrait, by the way. Okay. Oh, thank you, Harrison Yambem, for your donation. When is your app coming on Android? Well, I have some good news. So I had a little video Zoom chat with my cousin, who's the developer for the app. And we are putting the very final finishing touches on the app. So stuff like setting up the store page and making the designs for that and making like the release video and stuff like that. So it's going to be out in like no longer than 2 weeks, I think. I'm going to say, yeah. And I feel like it's like kind of perfect timing because now everyone's got time to like catch up on their editing so you can play around with the app too. I'm going to sharpen this one. But yeah, I'm really, really, really excited. I don't have any photos because I had to delete one of my beta version and install the alpha version. I've got my photo of lunch. But there's the app working on the phone. On the Pixel 4, actually. Whoa, almost dropped it. Yeah, we have like... It's really hard to use backwards. But yeah, it's working really, really well. But yeah, I've had the beta version on my phone for, I'm going to say... a few months, like maybe 3 months. And we're just like slowly chipping away at it and like doing stress tests and testing it out and fixing any bugs and stuff. So hopefully when we release, it's going to be a really, really good version for you guys to use. I'm going to deepen the shadows a little bit for this one so we have a little more contrast. I want to smile so hard, but I just had my 4 wisdom teeth removed and my gums hurt. Oh gosh, but thanks for reading my comment. 216, you're going to be next. Yeah, so the digital film app that I showed you guys on Android, it has been up and available on iOS for the past... It's been a whole year now, actually. So if you guys want to download it and edit your photos, if you've got an Apple phone, it's free to download and use. And it's got a whole bunch of free presets that you can use and adjustments. You've got like all your Lightroom sliders like exposure and contrast. We've got split toning as well and stuff like that. So yeah, Go download it. It's called Digital Film in the App Store. Okay, I feel like this one also needs warmth in the shadows. So I'm going to pull that down on the greens. What's the name of the app? It is Digital Film. I'll write it for you guys. Oh yeah, Digital Film. There we go. Someone already beat me to it. Have it is cool. Thanks, Robert. Glad you like it. Okay, I like this blue color for the highlights. I'm gonna go for this orange for the shadows too. I feel like it kind of like breathes some color into the photo because the original was quite desaturated. Might bring out the vibrance too. Okay. Here is the before and after. I'm going to bring up the tint a little bit. Okay, yeah, there. So this photo is by Kovo Chisen on Instagram. And here is the original and here is my edit. And now we have 221. Love the work that Lydia, Dan, and yourself put out. You guys make an excellent team. Thank you. Lydia and I have known each other for so long. She was the makeup artist from one of the first ever client shoots that I did years and years and years ago. And that was the first time we met. And I feel like we just kind of clicked, like just as people. And it's always really fun to hang out with her. So yeah, I don't know. We just kind of kept bumping into each other after that. And now we constantly work together all the time. And obviously I love the work she does too, aside from her just being an awesome person. This photo is by Samuel. I don't think you included your Instagram. So if you wanted to put your Instagram in the chat, feel free to do so. And I think you said this is a self-portrait. I really like it. I love the location and like your pose. I feel like really suits kind of the falling over roses in the background. Okay. Thank you for editing my photo. Yay! You're welcome. I hope you liked it. And thank you for all your hard work and edit. Julia, it has taught me so much. Oh, thank you. That makes me really happy. Okay, I like that tone curves, giving us some nice matte blacks. I'm going to bring down the highlights because we've got some points in the photo that are quite bright. So I'm going to kind of flatten that out a bit. Okay, and then I'm going to bump up the shadows and bring down the blacks slightly. 10-second timer. Nice. You agreed on 127 earlier. Did I? I'm starting to write them down because I'm making promises and I'm not keeping them. Oh, I like those greens. Okay, before we do more with the curve, I think I want to play around with HSL. I might try desaturating, kind of want to desaturate the yellow part of the shoe a little bit. But what else is that doing? Oh, oranges. Okay, maybe just a little bit there. And then I might desaturate the blues as well. So I feel like it looking a little more monochromatic would really suit this photo. Thank you, Robert. Thanks for today's lesson. Need to go. See you around. Okay. Well, have a good night or have a good day, depending where you are. And thank you so much for all your donations. I appreciate it. And thanks for hanging out too. It's always nice to have you guys hanging out with me. Okay. I was thinking greens, make them a little more yellow. Oh, Eliza, thank you for the donation. I've learned a lot from you. Hi from Texas. I'm going to bring the oranges up just to brighten up your face in the photo slightly too. And then I'm also going to use an adjustment brush on your hand just because it's still a bit overexposed. I'll just bring the highlights down for that. Doing laundry while watching this makes it a lot more fun. Canon lens have any front back focus problems? Nope. I've the only lens I've had the L series lenses, like you get what you pay for. They're very good, and I've never had any front or back focusing issues with them. I have had front and back focusing issues though with the 24-70 2.8 Mark 1. So back in the day, that used to back focus a lot, and that is an L series lens, but they have updated it now and it's a lot better. And then the other Canon lens that had a bit of, it didn't back focus, it just wasn't very accurate when it came to focusing sometimes, is the 51.4. But that could also come down to the fact that when I first started photography, I never used to clean my gear. So it could have been a my fault thing, not so much the camera. I feel like a warm highlights is nice for here, and I'm thinking green for the shadows, but like an orangey green. Yeah, I like that. And I bump up the green primary a little bit as well. And I think I'm done. So this photo is by Samuel, and here is the before and here is the after. It's a really nice self-portrait. Okay, dokie. I think we're going to do a couple more and then I might be out of here. So we've been streaming for like 2.5 hours. Where do you get your inspiration? I feel like I get my inspiration, my main inspiration is finding locations. So I usually, like, if I come across a cool location, it will spark like an idea of like, oh, I want to do this in this location. So yeah, locations is a main one for me. The other thing that inspires me is I like movies and music and drawing. I feel like when I'm doing or watching something creative, even if I'm not like directly inspired by it, it makes me feel more inspired. So it's easier to kind of come up with ideas, if that makes sense. So yeah. Someone asked about focusing for self-portraits. For this, I manual focused on the bench and then moved it up where my face may be. Thank you for editing my photo. Yeah, that's another good way to do it. Oh my god, I don't know which one to pick. I'm going to close my eyes and whatever one I'm pointing to is the one I'll edit. 162. Ooh, I like this. You guys, it's the 50mm 1.8 again. Thank you, Jamil, for your donation. Thank you for the stream, Julia. We appreciate you. Aw, that's really nice. Bye. See you later. Thanks for joining. Yeah, this Tuesday, 2 p.m. Australia, Sydney time. Do you find Sydney a good city to shoot in for locations? I mean, yeah, I've been doing photography around Sydney for like the last 10 years. So I guess you could say it's got enough locations. I feel like sometimes, especially because I've shot in and around Sydney like so many times, it does feel like it's getting a little bit boring or repetitive. But yeah, to like think back on all the years, Sydney does have a lot of good locations. Please do 161 next. It's just before the current one. Yeah, I just saw this one. I also love that when I downloaded it. So yeah, we'll do that next. Okay, I'm gonna go for like deeper shadows because of like the harsh lighting. Maybe we can do like, you know, like really bright to really dark might look cool. I feel like we also need to warm it up. I agree for a random number generator. That would be cool, but then if it generates a number and the person's not here, it's like I feel like I would rather edit a photo of someone who's here. Okay, I'm going to crush the whites just because it makes the shirt a bit less distracting. Okay, and then I'm going to desaturate the background. Oh yeah, so tips on how to get a cool photo out of a boring location and place. Dan's got a really good one, which is to get in nice and close and just try not to show much of the location. The other one for me is if you work with your lighting more than you work with your location. Does that make sense? But I don't know. For me, I feel like lighting is the most important part of a photo. So while cool locations are cool to shoot with, if you've got good lighting, that will make any location look amazing. I'm gonna go purple for the shadows. Oh, I kind of like this like vintage look that I accidentally did without meaning to, but that looks really nice. Put the numbers from the chat into a generator. Maybe if Dan's up for doing that, we could do that next time. You know what? I actually really like that. I think I'm done. You ever surprised where you're like finished editing sooner than you thought? I love that. Okay. So this photo is by Frame by Nick on Instagram. Here is the before and here is the after. Nice. Okay, get some more numbers in the chat. I'll do another little blind pointy test. Maybe we can edit three more photos. Yeah, there's a few numbers. Here we go. 194. Cool. Hold on, I need some lip balm. All right, I'm gonna scroll back up for the second photo. Oh wait, I'll just do it now while you've got all the numbers up. Okay, ready? Number 23 is next. And then get a few more numbers and we'll pick the last photo too. Okay, this one is a JPEG. I'm hoping we have some information to recover a little bit of the information. Oh, 161 too. Crap. Sorry, I'll circle back to 161 after this. Okay, this one I'm going to have to add a curve to be able to crush the whites to blend out that overexposed part. Because this is a JPEG, we don't really have enough information to save it with the basics panel. I really, really like this portrait. I wonder, is that like a scarf or something? It's cool. It's like, it feels like everything's in just a perfect position in the photo. I'm gonna warm it up a little. Sucks it's a JPEG, could bring out a lot more detail if it was raw. Yeah, I know, especially here on the face would be cool. Okay. I'm gonna bring down yellow saturation. Fix up the overexposed nose bit. Might bring down the luminance of orange and red as well. What can we do with blue? Give it a little bit more of like an aqua kind of color. And I think I want a bit more of like a rosy color for the skin tones too. I love like pulling the sliders like crazy when there's like a super solid color in a photo. It's just really satisfying. Okay, what if we go for a cyan highlight? Because it's like, it kind of suits the fact that like it looks like you're going to be, the blue is reflected from the fabric that you're holding around the person's face. And then we'll go for like a warm shadow just to balance that out and make sure the skin tone doesn't go too crazy. So I think there. Oh, Evie's got the zoomies. I just heard it galloping. Okay, I like that. So this photo is by Mitch_Omambak on Instagram. Here is the original photo and here is the after. It's a really nice photo. Good job. Okay, 161. Which is this one. This is so pretty. Again, it looks like such a fairy tale kind of location. I'm going to start by cropping in a little bit. Just because I want her to be in the center of the frame. And I might crop just above that button, maybe. So I kind of like that negative space kind of cropping. I think it looks really cool. Suits like the location and the pose and all that stuff. Can you guys hear Evie running around in the background? She's like smashing into things. Okay, how much? Ooh, okay, you can see so many branches when you bring down the highlights. I'm going to bring up the temperature too, so it's like nice and warm. Are you guys going to do anything once we finish with the stream? Like, do you have editing to do or work to do? Or are you going to just chill out or go to sleep? I'm going to go to sleep when we finish the stream. It's 11:45 p.m. in Australia. In Australia. It's like a knee-jerk reaction when I say Australia. I have to say Australia straight after. This was shot in some kind of woods, and just before the quarantine lockdown, I really missed it. Yeah, I feel you. I kind of feel like I don't want to change the colors just because the natural colors of the photo are so beautiful. You've got like that natural glow already from like the sunset and stuff. I will, but I'm just saying I don't want to. I feel like it looks cool just like this. What Netflix series do you like? I really enjoyed the OA, and then they cancelled it, which is so disappointing. It was such a good series. Have you guys watched it? I feel like they set it up really well for another season to happen too. But yeah, then they just decided not to. I'm going to watch Money Heist on Netflix. It's 5:44 a.m. in California. I'm going to edit that photo next, the 2:16. Yeah, I'm going to go for a slight saturation on just reds because I feel like that kind of highlighted her hair really nicely. And I think that's it for this photo. This photo is stunning. Like even just straight out of the camera, if you fix like the tonal adjustments, it's like done. So this photo is by Florin Ailen Burden? Florina Len Burden on Instagram. And here is the original, and here is the after with my edits. Okay, so number 216. The poor guy who got his wisdom teeth taken out. I've never had my wisdom teeth taken out. I'm really scared if I have to do that one day. Ooh, okay, I like this photo. So I feel like here we got focused just on like the edge of the photo, but it kind of missed on the model's face. So I'm going to do the same thing as I did to that other shot And I'm going to use an adjustment brush here on her face and bring up the sharpening, just so it specifically targets that area. Will you post this stream? Yeah, it'll go, I think it takes a little while for it to process, but it will be up on my channel as soon as YouTube finishes doing its thing. Okay, I think I'm gonna bring the tint down and bring the temperature up a little bit. I just got to the stream. We've been doing photos if you name your number in the chat. So if you haven't been here, we probably have not edited your photo yet. Thank you again for editing my photo and taking the time to do this for everyone. 8:45 a.m. and been up all night. Been watching for 2 hours and 45 minutes. Good night. Wow, thank you. Good night. That's, yeah, wow. I go crazy if I don't sleep, hey. How do you light your videos in the live stream? I've got a softbox set up just there, so it's like pointing at my face straight on, and that's it. For lighting up my videos, I actually have a video on my channel that goes into all these details. It's called, if you search on my channel, Tiny Office Tour, I think we titled the video. Or if you just search for the words office tour on my channel, it should come up. And we, show how we light up and set up all our videos. Although that is now in the old office because we moved house. As you guys can probably see, I've got a very plain backdrop behind me. But yeah, we'd probably do something very similar. I can't believe it's been almost 3 hours. I know. I feel like it's kind of just flying past for me. I like that greeny orange look for the shadows there. Okay. Here is the before and after. Oh, I couldn't get your Instagram name copied onto the photo. Could you put your Instagram in the chat, please? The person who took this beautiful photo, 216. Is this photo by the same person who did the bowling one last live? No, this is actually a different person. But yeah, I was thinking about that too. This one looks really similar. It's got like that low light purple kind of colors to it. Isaac Eilers. If you want to put your Instagram in the chat, please do. So here is the before and here is the after. And I'm sorry for making you smile because I'm sure you're in a lot of pain. All right, guys, I think that's all I have in me for today. That was we're like 10 minutes off a 3-hour editing session live stream. Oh my God, Fringe is the best. Such a good show. If you've never watched Fringe before, I'm so jealous and I highly recommend you watch it. Although I don't think it's on any streaming service. Yay! Thank you guys for joining and hanging out and submitting your photos too. Like I couldn't do this live stream without you guys. Yeah, so I really appreciate all the time you spend to like send your photos and to hang out in the chat. It's been really fun. Yeah, it is a bit old, Fringe, but it's still good. It's like a classic. Dan and I rewatched it at the end of last year. Still good. Yeah, so next time we'll do the stream on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Sydney Daylight Savings Time, because Daylight Savings is going to be tomorrow. I was reading a meme. I was like, don't forget to switch your clocks back for Daylight Savings so you can be late for absolutely nothing. Yeah, so I feel that in my bones because I keep forgetting like what day it is and stuff. Was I saying? Yeah, so Tuesday we're going to do another live stream at 2 p.m. Sydney Daylight Savings Time, and I'm going to open up the submissions again on Tuesday morning, so there'll just be like a short few hours in case you really want to submit your photos if you missed out, and I'll delete all the photos that we already edited today, and the rest will be left here to be edited on Tuesday. True Detective Season 1 is on my favorite top list. Tuesday, we'll be here. Yay! Show us your setup in a video. Well, we need to actually set it up because we moved house, which I have a vlog about, by the way, because like we're homeowners now, so it was a pretty big deal and I thought I'd make a video about it. So we filmed that and it was all very exciting, and we moved all our stuff, and then we started doing a little bit of furniture shopping, and then the virus hit and everyone was in lockdown, so we couldn't actually finish putting together our house. So it does look very plain and just totally not set up at the moment. But as soon as it is, we will show you guys like our setup and stuff like that and make some videos about it.
There we go.
Good. You want to say bye? I'm like such a wog. I never say bye. I'm like, bye. And then we talk for another hour outside. Okay. Thank you so much for joining the stream, guys.
See ya.
This is Dan. All right.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good night.